ever driven by a store multiple times and never walked in, but always wondered what the store was about, what they sold? Or maybe you heard somebody talk about, like, say a particular word over and over and over again, but it wasn't a word that you've ever learned, it's not in your vocabulary, and you're like, man, I've heard that a million times, but I still don't know what that means. That's pretty much what I did today for the coin we're going to look at. I've seen it a million times. I know nothing about it. I've heard the name of it. It's called Particl, but I've never researched it. So today I just kind of scrolled through CoinMarketCap, stumbled upon this, said, you know what? I'm going to learn about this coin today, so that's what this video is about. Let's go ahead and hop on over here to CoinMarketCap like I always do. It's a coin, not a token. It is barely on the front page, but it is still on the front page at ranked at 95. $20 currently is the price. It was as high as 45-ish, maybe. Somewhere give or take 47 early January. But again, in all my videos I'm making right now, because I'm making video day after day, I let people know, if you're in the crypto market, you know by now we've taken a dip. So, you know, given the fact that it's been a 50% retracement, isn't that particularly crazy, so don't get worried about this. Every single coin you look at or token is going to be like that. Interesting, the markets or circulating supply, which is equivalent to what I could find on their website for basically the release supply. So I guess that's kind of like their total supply, is extremely low, which I'm wondering if that is why the price is so high from like a supply and demand standpoint. So we'll see. I'll go into that a little bit later as far as the inflation goes. Only on a few exchanges, and the volume, 24-hour volume, is really, really low. So if you are interested in this particular coin after this video, take that into account. There's not a ton of volume at this particular moment, but you know that comes with time. And as always, I like to throw at the beginning, if not the end. If I forget, sometimes I just throw it in at the end, at the very end. I'm not a financial advisor. Everything I'm giving you right now is just educational stuff that I'm finding on a particular coin or token, so just take it for what it's worth. So let's go ahead. I'm going to dive in. Before I dive into the actual website, I want to look at the social for a second here. They have 13,000 followers. My understanding is that it says February 2017. I think it was somewhere close on there roughly is when they created the coin. So it's low. I guess it's almost a year. Well, yeah, it is a year now that this has been around. So it is lower than I prefer. I would actually like to see this higher. I've seen a lot of other coins that have, have less time on this particular, on social platforms, Twitter, etc., and have done better. And again, every coin has their own unique way of marketing. I'm just a big fan of coins that just really hustle their social side of things. But, that's not the end of the world. I'm just showing you the data. Their Reddit page has roughly 2,000 readers in total, or subscribers, and right now almost all, well, that's actually pretty crazy. Almost all the subscribers are on right now. So apparently they're very, very active, which that's really good. I like to see that quite a bit. Let's go on over to their, and the reason why I'm closing tabs, by the way, is this computer is a little bit older. It's a laptop, and I close the tabs, that way everything keeps running smoothly down the line. You don't see my audio and everything glitch out. This is a Reddit metrics page, and you can see it's just been nice, slow, steady growth upward. A little bit more of a curve right here. Not a very, very big page. This says 1,700. Again, I showed you it was over 2,000. This is always slightly behind it by a month, just to collect the data. You can see it started around in March. So yeah, it's been around for a year. I wish their social pages were more, but I'm not going to totally knock it because of that. Let me go over here. So I forgot to do this on the last video, and I really meant to, but I like to start coming here now for my videos and talking about the commits. And if you don't know anything about GitHub, that's just where they're working on, let's just, for sake of simplicity, the back end, all the coding, everything else. And when it's open source, they're showing people, hey, guess what? The team is actually working on what they say they're going to be working on, and it's consistent. It's not like they talked about it 6 months ago and did something and then just stopped working. So this is always, GitHub is always a good place to find out, keep everybody honest and open about things. Well, the great part about this particular coin, Particl, they are literally number 6 as far as they've had 2,200 commits, and you can see the consistency. I mean, every single day somebody is working on something, which to me is awesome. That's huge, guys, because I mean, it's just, you want to see a team that is truly behind a coin and just working the rear end off to get it to that next level. It looks like just this alone is showing that, you know, if nothing else, this at least shows there's a lot of activity there. So that's good. I really, really like that. They even showed the watchers here. Not a ton of watchers, actually. So maybe in a sense this is, you know, either A, maybe way too early, or B, a hidden gem. You know, I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball, but you can see like EOS, for example, or EOS has a lot of watchers. In comparison, this is nothing, but, you know, again, that's not going to kill a particular coin or token for me. I just like to look at those things. All right, let's go ahead and hop back into the website real quick. So, all right, so Particl. So what is Particl? I probably should have hopped into that first before I went to social, but I didn't. So here we go. So basically, Particl is a self-governing, a messaging system, a framework for apps, and it's a private currency, but it's an exchange basically. So I know, maybe I shouldn't say this, and maybe don't quote me on this, but I think like Safe Exchange is trying to do something similar to this. Imagine Amazon, but decentralized and private, completely private without a third party. That's, in a nutshell, simplistically the simplest way I can put it. It's basically Amazon blockchain, decentralized, private. I would play this clip. It's just an extra minute. I mean, it just essentially goes through and just, let's just, fine, whatever. I'll play it. Let's watch it together.
Particl is the new decentralized way of bringing buyers and sellers together, allowing fast and completely private transactions using blockchain technology. Particl has its own unique currency token. Meet Part. Parts are used to buy all of your favorite products. Simply search for a product you like, hit buy, and your product will be on its way, all completely private between only yourself and the seller. Part tokens held in your wallet also stake. This means that buyers and sellers will earn interest on Part, creating more to spend. In addition to Part tokens, Particl's exchange mechanism will allow you to spend any of your favorite cryptocurrencies on products, giving you a trouble-free, seamless way of going to and from Part without ever leaving the marketplace. So if
Alright, so that's pretty much it, and essentially what I just said before, but it's nice to know that you can use other currencies on there because it's currency agnostic. As I said before, it's confidential transactions, so it claims it's the first ever DApp, decentralized application built on Bitcoin with the confidential transactions. So that, I mean, if that's legit and true, that's pretty darn cool. They are a proof of stake instead of proof of work. So, you know, again, I am personally liking more and more proof of stake coins. I just, for multiple reasons, and on top of that too, the fact that Ethereum is pushing so heavily and so hard to move to proof of stake from proof of work, I think says a lot too. So I personally like, or I look more at coins and I like coins that are proof of stake concepts. They talked about a 5% inflation as far as in the tokens for the first year, and then it's going to drop to 1% each year until year 4, where it's going to level up at 2%. They also have a messaging end-to-end encrypted chat, so I'm assuming that's also because, you know, if you're doing an exchange, sorry guys, kind of burpy over here. If you're doing an exchange, I don't edit any of my videos, it's just going to stay in there, so you're going to have to hear it. So basically, if you're exchanging, you know, items like Amazon or other places where you want to like try to communicate with the seller and the buyer want to communicate, they're allowing that through the messaging system. It's going to be off-chain, so they claim it doesn't bog down the network, which they talk about right in here. But, you know, it makes sense. You're going to want to know what type of products you're going to, you know, that you're buying. You probably want to talk to the end user, and to have it, you know, secure and encrypted. That's pretty cool. Privacy on the platform is by design, so they talk about, you know, the privacy tools allow two parties to interact in complete anonymity without the need of any third parties, which is basically what we just talked about. Particl Marketplace to buy, sell, earn. Again, similar to eBay, Etsy, Amazon, It's a little bit redundant here. I'm just kind of, same thing. I do like the voting governance thing. So that's something you'll see in Dash. I believe, don't quote me, I believe Decred is the same, and I think Zencash is similar too. So any of these coins that have the governance behind them, for me personally, I think the reason why I like it, and I believe if I understand like the definition of a governance correctly, to keep it simple, like right now we have Bitcoin with all these forks because we don't have a governance. And as far as I know, the governance will start to basically stabilize things and allow the community as a whole to vote on things and just kind of move everything together in the right way, rather than having these splits and forks and all these other crazy things that occur that you're having in Bitcoin right now. So I see that kind of being, in my opinion, a better setup. I think Dash has done a really good job at that, and I think it's kind of pioneered the way for the whole governance concept, and I think other people are starting to see, like, hey, that's a pretty cool concept, and I think it works. Personally, I think it works. I don't know if there's been enough real-world testing of it yet, but so far it seems to be good. So they talk about the platform governance, protection against illegal goods, because they talk right in here that they don't want the marketplace to become the ultimate version of Silk Road. I mean, I don't disagree. Obviously, they don't want to be shut down, but it's apparent from Silk Road that people want decentralized exchanges. Granted, on Silk Road, they were doing a lot of illegal things, but I'm sure there were some legal things there. I think I never went there, so I don't know personally. But anyway, so yeah, platform governance and then privacy governance. So that's pretty cool. They also have what's called a two-party trustless escrow, which is based off the military strategy known as MAD, which stands for Mutually Assured Destruction. They go into it in Section 4 of their white paper, which I have pulled up. And I won't read through the whole thing just to keep the video shorter, but the insurance deposits are set by the seller and can range anywhere from 0 to 100% of the value of the item being sold. So I guess that's kind of their way of keeping things balanced for both parties. Crypto friendly, as they showed in the video when it showed through Litecoin and Bitcoin and Monero and that little slide up there in the video, says that Particl is currency agnostic, meaning it will support the use of many currencies with the intent of being an inclusive platform. So you can basically, they're trying to lower the barriers of entry, but you can shop with multiple currencies. It's friendly on that standpoint, so that's pretty cool. I guess this is just a picture of their wallet here. I haven't downloaded their wallet. It is available for download right here, I think. Or that one. This one right here. And then I don't know what the core is. Maybe that's the exchange. I haven't touched either one of these yet. And then I guess this is their mobile app is what that looks like to me. So, team. They have, let's see, 3, 6, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that 4 right there? So, no, 18 different members of the team. It's hard to see right in here. These are actually team members with no pictures. They don't have a ton of information on it, but I like the fact that they give access to all their, what is that? I don't know what that. Oh, Slack, right? Handle, Reddit, Twitter. You know what? I'm just curious. I'm just going to open that one up just to see how long he's been on Reddit. This is live, our recording's, live at this moment. I'm just curious to see. I haven't even looked. Let's take a look. 3-year club. So he's been around for 3 years. Doesn't post that much, doesn't comment that much, but again, that's not a metric that I would hold somebody to like invest in a coin or not invest in a coin, guys. I just wanted to kind of throw that out there. So yeah, they don't have a ton of information per se on this website about their team, but they give you easy access to it, so that's always good. I don't like anybody that hides anything. Their advisors, Charlie Sherm, is it Sherm? I don't know how to pronounce your name, Charlie. But I know you're on Twitter quite a bit, and I see you, so I know you're an influencer with Crypto IQ. And you got some of these other guys in here. Their team and the community. So this is what I like. Let's just see here if it opens up. Yeah, so they have their own wiki section in here, and this is pretty darn cool. I mean, they got Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Reddit, Bitcoin Talk, Telegram, Discord, Slack, Riot. So everything's very, very easily laid out, very easy to see. I mean, obviously it's just a whatever template thing. Let's close that one down. Down here it talks about their initial distribution was 8.6 million, which is what you saw in CoinMarketCap. They are proof of stake. They showed the block time, the different exchanges. and then they show the breakdown of their inflation. Bottom here, do a great job of linking. Thank you. I love websites that allow me, if the information is not right in front of me, they allow me to find the information very, very quickly. So I like that. Thank you guys. I do appreciate that. Let's see. And I always figure that goes without having to be said, but they don't. Their Bitcoin talk forum over here, they made the announcement in March 21st. And if you go to the last page, so that's the most current, that's as of, let's see, almost as of, well, a couple days ago, but almost as of today. Somebody came, and I don't know, I guess maybe it was on their Twitter, somebody came up with this little infograph thing here, but it claims, I don't know if it's true or not, but I'll assume it's true just because they're telling me, so I'm just going to tell you now, and then you guys can do a little bit more research to find out if this is true or not. I didn't make the infograph. Particle's first in crypto. So they're claiming cold staking, quantum resistant proof of stake, and this is actually really freaking cool. They say that the custom proof of stake implementation allows users to stake while truly keeping their coins offline. So like a cold or hardware wallet for the first time. This greatly increases the privacy and security of the stakers and makes the implementation of quantum resistant. So it sounds like they were the first in that. They claim they were the first in 100% anonymous decentralized marketplace. Again, I don't know if that's true or not. First blockchain in the entire space after Bitcoin itself upgraded its code base to Bitcoin Core, blah, blah, blah. CT and Ring CT on proof of stake. I'll be honest with you, I have no idea what that means. And they go CT here, native SegWit, pure proof of stake. So they claim that they're first of a couple of different things. They kind of use it as a badge of honor. I mean, that's cool. If they truly are the first of those things, then that's awesome. Close this one down. You've already seen that. So this is just like a little GIF here, which goes through what the marketplace, I guess is their test net, their beta or alpha, whatever. Kind of goes through and shows you like how it would function. I think we're kind of towards the end of the GIF thing, so I think it just restarted here. Yeah, so your products would be there. You find the product just like anything else. You have your description. You can sort or filter by categories. Let's see, different items. If you want to buy, if you want to sell, that would be your cart right there. Obviously, it would show you the orders if you've already ordered something. You can change the quantity. Just like any other marketplace, Amazon, eBay, etc. It's going to function in the same similar way. Shipping details, same thing. It's funny, I laughed when I was watching the video on the front page there. It had like a shipping, like truck, and it had like the Particl logo on there. And I was like, oh, so what are you going to drive up with the Particl truck now and you're doing shipping? But I don't know. Obviously, they're not going to do that. So anyways, that kind of gives you enough of that. Let me go back to their roadmap. So interesting. They've completed the blockchain, they launched with the wallet, confidential transactions, decentralized voting, third-party integration, another a wallet app for their Particl Electron is what they call it, which is, I think, that third download on that front page that you saw, cold staking, atomic swaps. I didn't know about atomic swaps. This is interesting. But what I thought was funny for Q1, they're going to release alpha or try to finish alpha and beta for the marketplace. I don't know why they wouldn't just do one in one quarter and the other quarter, but they're getting going, so that's good. I won't knock them too much. Primary funding round, which was the quarter of 2018, and then here's their little roadmap of what they've completed, which we just went over up there, and then what they're going to try to complete this round. And then if you go over to status report, I think it is. Yeah, so they updated this like about a week ago. And it just shows you specifically like the details of what they're actually working on, which I really, really like that. I like the fact that you've seen now that on GitHub and the commits that they're doing stuff every single day, like continually. They're like right up there they're at the top 10. And then it actually breaks down specifically what they're trying to do and finish. And then my understanding is once they actually do finish this stuff, then they'll come in here and update it, and then eventually, obviously, update it on the roadmap and say, hey, knock this out. So I really, really like that from that standpoint. Last but not least, we'll look at the white paper. It's actually really short, 1 out of 6 pages, double column. So their little abstract here that basically just goes and says, the online services. The online services we use are increasingly demanding more of our personal data, a disturbing trend that threatens the privacy of users on a global scale. Entities such as Google, Facebook, and Yahoo have grown into colossal, seemingly unaccountable corporations by monetizing their users' personal data. These entities are charged with keeping said data secure and, in the case of social economic interactions, safeguarding the privacy of their users. Centralized security models are not applicable to the new generation of technologies such as Bitcoin. The paper discusses a system which combines a bit message style network, so that's the communication, with anonymous payment schemes. Again, that's now having two parties work together without a third centralized party having to do anything. It's anonymous. With anonymous payment schemes to create a privacy-centric marketplace. Furthermore, we apply a multi-signature escrow technique, which was that MAD insurance military technique we talked about earlier. Multiple signature escrow technique involving insurance deposits which deter fraudulent actors from participating in trades, given that their incentive is to make a profit. So, essentially, in a nutshell, they are having a marketplace, decentralized. They are having a message system that's, private, and they're set up with the MAD system is what the acronym for it. I think it's in section 4 down here. So yeah, the MAD escrow, which will incentivize the people to, both parties. It incentivizes them to not screw each other over, basically. So that's kind of the overview of Particl. I'm not going to go through this whole entire paper here because essentially I think a lot of it has been already covered in this. But so kind of quick overview. I like the fact that they, I think it's almost too early for a decentralized exchange. Like I don't know of one right now that's actually flowing and working and surviving in its own little ecosystem, but I love the concept, and I think it will be part of our lives in some way, shape, or form in the future. I don't know how it'll look, but I think we're moving in the right direction. I like the fact that the team is extremely consistent on making things happen. I like the fact that everything's a private concept with the private messaging involved. I love the fact that there's a governance involved. I love the fact that they've thought through how they're going to try to keep the balance between the buyer and the seller. If I had to pull off a negative, I wish it was a little bit more. I wish there was a little bit more growth to the social side of things, but that's again to try to find a negative. Like I said before, it probably might be almost even too early for some of these things, but I'm definitely going to keep an eye on them because I like the concept. I think they're in some way, shape, or form, is going to be part of our life when it comes to decentralized exchanges, and it looks like they're moving in the right direction. So that's kind of my overview. Definitely give me a thumbs up if you liked it. Definitely give me a thumbs down if you disliked it. And please, I want to have my viewers to give me solid feedback if I've missed something, especially if I missed something like really important that is like a huge part of the coin and what they do. I did that in one of my first videos, and the guy came back and was like, "Why didn't you talk about this?" And I was like, "I didn't know about that." So I'm learning too. At the same time, I'm trying to help you guys learn of what I find, and any little help is awesome. I love the crypto community, so let's stay together and work together and help each other out. Thanks, guys.